Hello friends, welcome back to another video. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. Today we are going over my top 13 most anticipated book releases of May 2025. This is in no particular order. We're not doing like most anticipated to least anticipated. I'm anticipating them all. This video was only supposed to be 10 books, but when I was doing the research for this video, I found 3 more that just could not be omitted from this list. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Starting the list out strong, we have Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This is a sequel to Not in Love. It is a contemporary adult romance that features forced proximity. One of my favorite tropes. Here we got the summary. Maya Kilgore is 23 and still in the process of figuring out her life. Connor Harkness is 38 and Maya cannot stop thinking about him. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older man and younger woman, successful biotech guy and struggling grad student, brother's best friend, and the girl he never even knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between them would be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya should just get over him. After all, he's made it clear that he wants her gone from his life. But not everything is as it seems, and cliches sometimes become plot twists. When Maya's brother decides to get married in Taormina? Should I have researched this before I started this video? Yes, whatever. She and Connor end up stuck together in a romantic Sicilian villa for over a week. There, on the beautiful Ionian coast, between ancient ruins, delicious foods, and natural caves, Maya realizes that Connor might be hiding something from her, and as the destination wedding begins to erupt out of control, she decides that a summer fling might be just what she needs, even if it's a problematic one. Problematic Summer Romance is set to release May 27th. Going in a slightly different direction, we've got Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This is a romantasy that includes enemies to lovers, forced proximity, and a good old slow burn. Our summary is: the gods sent monsters to the 5 kingdoms to remind mortals they must kneel. I've spent my life kneeling, to their will and to my father's. As a princess, my only duty is to wear the crown and obey the king. I was never meant to rule, never meant to fight, and I was never supposed to be the daughter who sealed an ancient treaty with her own blood. But that changed the fateful day I stepped into my father's throne room, the day a legendary monster hunter sailed to our shores, the day a prince ruined my life. Now I'm crossing treacherous lands beside a warrior who despises me as much as I despise him, bound to a future I didn't choose and a husband I barely know. Everyone wants me to be something I'm not, a queen, a spy, a sacrifice. But what if I refused the role chosen for me? What if I made my own rules? What if there's power in being underestimated? And what if, for the first time, I reached for it? Okay. I got like chills reading that. Not to mention the cover art is absolutely gorgeous. Shield of Sparrows is set to release May 6th. Back in the romance category, we have Friends with Benefits by Marissa Cantor. This is a queer contemporary romance that features friends to lovers. Evie Bloom pays attention to the details. Her very job depends on it as an aspiring Foley artist. She's responsible for every crisp footstep, smacking kiss, and distinct sound in film and television. So when she's selected for a fellowship opportunity that would make all her career dreams come true, she's quick to spot that there are no health benefits, and for someone with chronic illness, that's a non-starter. Theo Cohen is an elementary school teacher who can't afford to live on his own in LA, and is facing eviction after his roommates couple up and move out of their dream of a rent-controlled apartment. But there is one loophole in his each tenant must meet an income threshold unless the tenants are married. Are we sensing a forced marriage? I think we are. I love fake dating. For Theo, the answer is obvious. Marry Evie, his best friend since forever. It's not as if they don't spend all their free time together anyways. Not only will Theo be able to keep his apartment, but Evie can be added to his insurance plan so she can accept her dream fellowship. It's such a logical, practical solution. Never mind that Evie doesn't really want to be married. Not to Theo, not to anyone, ever. Or the small, complicating fact that Theo has always been a little bit in love with Evie. But it doesn't have to be a big deal. Marriage. It will just give them space to breathe and much-needed relief from the daily financial stress. It won't change anything. It's going to change everything. I love fake dating. Fake dating. Oh my god, it's one of my favorite tropes. Give me fake dating or give me nothing. Truly. Friends with Benefits is set to release May 6th. Next on our list is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. She is the author of the Shepherd King duology that people are ravenous for on the internet. The Night and the Moth is a gothic high fantasy romance. Sip that up. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the Great Cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the kingdom of Trams Windstep Moors to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. But when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the gods have the answers she's seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. This is the first book in a new series called The Stonewater Kingdom. I believe this may be another duology, but I don't think that information's been released yet. The Night and the Moth is set to release May 20th. Next on our list is The Love Haters by Catherine Center. This is a contemporary romantic comedy. Katie Vaughn has been burned by love in the past. Now she may be lighting her career on fire. She has 2 choices. Wait to get laid off from her job as a video producer, or, at her coworker Cole's request, take a career-making gig profiling Tom Hutchison, a Coast Guard rescue swimmer in Key West. The catch? Katie's not exactly qualified. She can't swim, but she fakes it that she can. Plus, Cole is Hutch's brother, and they don't get along. Next stop, Paradise. But Paradise is messier than it seems, as Katie gets entangled with Hutch, the most scientifically good-looking man she's ever seen, but also a bit of a love hater. Along with his colorful Aunt Rue and his rescued Great Dane, she gets trapped in a lie. Or 2. Swim lessons, helicopter flights, conga lines, drinking contests, hurricanes, and stolen kisses ensue, along with a chance to tell the truth, to face old fears, and to be truly brave at last. Catherine Center is another one of those authors that I will read anything she puts out because I know it's going to be like watching one of my favorite 90s rom-coms. Love Haters is set to release May 20th. Next up, we have arguably one of the prettiest books on this list, When Devils Sing by, I'm going to mispronounce her name, even though I looked it up because I could not find how to say it online. When Devils Sing by Zan Kaur. I don't know. Yell at me in the comments. When Devils Sing is a young adult gothic mystery thriller. When Dawson Sumter goes missing, all he leaves behind is a smattering of blood in room 4 of the debt-ridden motel owned by Neera Singh's family. Disappearances like this aren't uncommon in the rural Georgia area of Carrion, especially every 13 years when a periodical cicada brood returns from underground, shrieking their deafening screams. As someone who has cicadas around them, I would die. For Neera, Dawson is another reminder that in this corner of the South, the rich only get richer, and the poor, well, nothing good comes their way. Neera sets out to investigate Dawson's whereabouts, if he even still lives, along with 3 other teens: Isaiah, son of a prominent judge and clandestine true crime podcaster; Reed, son of the wealthiest man in the region; and Sam, a strange daughter of the local hitman. As they find themselves entangled in a messy web of secrets and lies, they discover the riches of the adjacent Lake Clearwater community may have a terrifying source of power dating back to the town's founding, and an ancient urban legend about 3 devils, each more sinister than the next. How deep does the rot go, and can they find a way to escape its reach? The most unlikely of allies, true crime vibes, gothic horror, I'm here for it. When Devils Sing is set to release May 27th. Our next book is The Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson. This is a cozy mystery thriller. The 5 members of the St. Tredoc Book Club disagree on everything, from the books they read to the biscuits they eat. But when one of the group suddenly disappears and a dead body is discovered at his house, these bibliophiles must put their differences aside to solve the mystery. Having recently moved to Cornwall, Nova Davies started the book club to impress her new colleagues at the community center, but so far it's a disaster. To make matters worse, 6,000 pounds is stolen from the community center during one of her meetings, putting both her job and the whole center at risk. Suspicion for the theft falls on book club member Michael, especially when a dead body is discovered at his house and Michael disappears. The police think he's simply run away, but the other members have their own theories. Agatha Christie superfan Phyllis is determined to prove he's a murderer as well as a thief, while secret romance reader Arthur believes Michael's eloped with his mistress. And teenage sci-fi fan Ash thinks dark forces are at play. While trying to find Michael and recover the money, each book club member has their own secrets to protect. With inspiration from their favorite fictional sleuths, they won't rest until they've cracked the case and everyone is safe at home where they belong. This cozy book club mystery is set to release May 27th. And on a completely different note, we've got Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent. This is a dark hockey romance. I don't know what it is about hockey romances specifically. Like, sports romance is fine. Hockey? Fantastic. Give me 14 of them right now. In a den of vipers, revenge is the deadliest venom. They shattered my world. Now I'll bring down theirs. The problem? I have virtually no way to trace the puppet master. My only lead? The Vipers. An elite college hockey team that rules the ice and the shadows beyond it. To infiltrate their secret society, I set my sights on their weakest link. Kane Davenport. That is such an MMC name. Charismatic captain and the lone green flag in a nest of serpents. But too late, I realize I've enticed the most venomous snake. Kane's friendly facade hides a predator more dangerous than I imagined. He quickly unveils the monster lurking beneath the surface. A monster who lured me in only to trap me in a lethal game with no escape. Dun dun dun! This is also a new chapter in the Renaverse, so there is no need to read any of her other books before reading this one. You can just hop on in. And this book is set to release May 27th. Next up, we have Aftertaste by Daria Lavelle. This is a paranormal horror romance set in New York City. I am not going to pronounce this name correctly. I'm just telling you guys right now. Konstantin Dovny is a haunted man. His father died when he was 10, and ghosts have been hovering around Kostya ever since. Kostya can't exactly see the ghosts, but he can taste their favorite foods. Flavors of meals he's never eaten will flood his mouth, a sign that a spirit is present. Kostya has kept these aftertastes a secret for most of his life, but one night he decides to act on what he's tasting, and everything changes. Kostya discovers that he can reunite people with their deceased loved ones, at least for the length of time it takes for them to eat a dish that he's prepared. He thinks his life's purpose might be to offer closure to grieving strangers and sets out to learn all he can by entering a particularly fiery ring of hell, the New York culinary scene. But as his kitchen skills catch up with his ambitions, Kostya is too blind to see the catastrophe looming in the afterlife. And the one person who knows Kostya must be stopped also happens to be falling in love with him. What? This is also this author's debut. And so far the reviews are very good. Aftertaste is set to release May 20th. Next, we have Hidden Nature by Nora Roberts. Hidden Nature is a mystery thriller romance. Natural Resources police officer Sloane Cooper and her partner had just taken down 3 men preying on hikers in the western Maryland mountains. Driving back, she pulled in at a convenience store and walked right into a robbery in progress. One gunshot from a jittery thief was about to change her world. After being shocked back to life on the operating table, she has a long recovery ahead, so she moves back to her parents' peaceful house in Heron's Rest. As for the boyfriend who dumped her via text while she was in the hospital, good riddance. She may be down, but she's not out. So when a woman vanishes, leaving her car behind in a supermarket parking lot, Sloane searches online for similar cases. She finds them, spread across 3 states. Men and women, old and young, the missing seem to have nothing in common, and the abductions keep happening. Luckily, the new man in her life shares her passion for solving this mystery, but it will take every ounce of endurance to get to the dark heat of this bizarre case, and she's willing to risk her life again if that's what it takes to stop the horror. You already know this is gonna eat. Hidden Nature is set to release May 27th. Next on our list, we have The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Apparently, Joe Abercrombie is very well known in the gothic horror community, but this is the first time that I've heard of him, and this book... Ooh, I am not ready, but I'm also so ready. This is a horror, high fantasy, historical fiction. Say that 3 times fast. Holy work sometimes requires unholy deeds. Brother Diaz has been summoned to the sacred city, where he is certain a commendation and grand holy assignment awaits him. But his new flock is made up of unrepentant murderers, practitioners of ghastly magic, and outright monsters. The mission he's tasked with will require bloody measures from them all in order to achieve its righteous ends. Elves lurk at our borders and hunger for our flesh, while greedy princes care for nothing but their own ambitions and comfort. With a hellish journey before him, it's a good thing Brother Diaz has the devils on his side. Take me out. Remove me. Take me out. I'm ready. And this is the first book in the new series, The Devils. The Devils, the book, is set to release May 6th. Next on our list is The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers with Alex Keister? I don't know how to pronounce people's names. That's the lesson we're learning today. This book is a mystery thriller. Nicole Nick Monroe is in a rut. At 24, she lives alone in a dinky apartment in her hometown of Mishawaka, Indiana. She's just gotten a DWI and she works the same dead-end job she's been working since high school. A job she only has because her boss is a family friend and feels sorry for her. Everyone has felt sorry for her for the last 7 years, since the day her older sister Casey vanished without a trace. Can we guess where this is going? On the night Casey went missing, her car was found over 100 miles from home. The driver's door was open and her purse was untouched in the seat next to it. The only real clue in her disappearance was Jules Connor, another young woman from the same area who disappeared in the same way 2 weeks earlier. But with so little for the police to go on, both their cases eventually went cold. Nick wants nothing more than to move on from her sister's disappearance and the state it's left her in. But then one day, Jules' sister Jenna Connor walks into her life and offers Nick something she hasn't felt in a long hope. What follows is a gripping tale of 2 sisters who will do anything to find their missing halves, even if it means destroying everything they've ever known. Listen, I just love a good mystery thriller, and I feel like I haven't been reading as many recently, so very excited to see those guys coming out this month. The Missing Half is set to release May 6th. And rounding out lucky number 13, we have A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride. We got another enemies to lovers romantasy, this time with dragons. I love a good dragon. Once a territory built on matriarchal rules and values, Tier 10 has since grown frail from a long line of fruitless kings, the most recent of which have ruled under the influence of the True Religion, an oppressive group who have steadily poisoned the region with their anti-magic teachings. Born to rule and blessed by fire, Amira. Girl, I don't know. Has begrudgingly lived in hiding rather than risk her life in court, waiting in anticipation for the current king's death so she can bond to his dragon, claim her throne, and protect her people. But when the king dies and Amira is ready to take what is rightfully hers, her ambitious plan is foiled and she's thrust into a game of vicious politics and plots. Her biggest adversary is Prince Fiorian? Sure, I don't know. A dragon rider and one of the most powerful fire wielders in the territory. Cold, arrogant, and blindly supportive of his corrupt family, he's everything Amira despises. But as chaos engulfs the court, they find themselves reluctantly entwined, forced to forge an uneasy alliance, one that quickly ignites into something more dangerous than either of them expected. Behind enemy lines and slowly falling for her so-called adversary, Amira uncovers just how far the rot of corruption has spread and what she may have to sacrifice to claim her throne. A Fate Forged in Fire is book number 1 in the new series Bonded to Beasts and is set to release May 27th. Essentially what we've learned today is that every single book releasing in May releases May 27th. Honestly, though, these are only 13 of the books releasing in May, and there are so many more good ones, but if I included them all, this video would be 4 hours long. This is just my top 13 and the ones that I will most likely be purchasing. Never-ending TBR, who? Let me know what your most anticipated releases of May are in the comments down below, and let me know if any of yours are the same as mine. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, and hit that post notification bell so you don't miss out the next time I upload a video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you, bye!